Welcome to English Stories US. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more stories in English. Today, I will share some advice on how to speak English more naturally. Many people can understand English but struggle to speak it confidently. To speak well, you need to practice often, be patient with yourself, and build confidence. I will share some helpful tips and stories to guide you on your journey. Let me start by telling you about my friend David. David moved to another country where everyone spoke English. Although he had learned some English at school, he still felt uneasy about speaking it. He could understand what people were saying, but when it came to replying, he froze up. He often felt shy and unsure of himself. One day, David decided that he would practice every single day. He began by talking to himself in front of the mirror. He spoke simple sentences like, "Hi, my name is David, and today I will go to the market." Doing this helped him feel more comfortable with his voice and words. David also started watching English movies to improve his speaking. He paid close attention to how the actors delivered their lines and tried to copy them. He repeated phrases and learned new vocabulary. This practice helped him speak more smoothly and understand how to change his tone when needed. David later joined an English club where he practiced speaking with others. At first, he was shy and worried about making mistakes, but the group was welcoming and supportive. They motivated him and encouraged him to keep trying. David also became friends with his English-speaking neighbors. They would invite him over for coffee and chat with him. These conversations helped him learn new words and made him feel more confident in speaking. Now, let me introduce you to Anna. Anna moved to an English-speaking country for a new job. She was skilled at reading and writing English, but speaking it was a real challenge for her. She could understand her colleagues, but when it was her turn to talk, she would feel anxious and hesitant. Anna decided that she needed to work on her speaking. She found a language buddy who also wanted to practice English. They met twice a week to practice talking about daily topics. This really helped Anna get more comfortable with using English in conversations. She also took an online class focused on speaking. The class covered everyday topics such as work, hobbies, and daily routines. The teacher gave her feedback and pointed out areas where she could improve. Anna made it a habit to speak English every day. She would talk to herself, record her voice, and practice with her colleagues whenever possible. Little by little, her speaking improved. Her colleagues noticed the progress and praised her efforts, which made Anna feel proud and encouraged to continue. From these stories, we learn a few things. First of all, feeling nervous when speaking a new language is completely normal, but practice helps you get better. Speaking to yourself, joining language clubs, and chatting with native speakers are great ways to improve. Next, remember that learning takes time. Mistakes are part of the process and are important for growth. Lastly, find ways to make learning enjoyable, like watching movies, listening to songs, and doing activities you love. Now let me tell you about Mike. Mike moved to a country where English was spoken all the time because of his job. Even though he was good at his work, speaking English during meetings made him nervous. He understood what others were saying, but when it was his turn to speak, he would freeze up. Mike made up his mind to practice more. He found a language buddy and met up with them twice a week to practice speaking. He also enrolled in an online course designed to improve speaking skills. The course included speaking tasks and feedback from teachers. Mike spoke English every day, recorded himself speaking, and practiced with his colleagues. They were supportive and gave him helpful advice. Over time, his speaking got much clearer, and he became more confident in meetings. From Mike's story, we learned that consistent practice, finding a speaking buddy, and taking speaking classes are all useful. It's also important to keep learning fun and to speak slowly and clearly, so others can easily understand you. Another important tip is to grow your vocabulary. The more words you know, the easier it will be to speak well. You can read books, watch movies, and listen to songs to discover new words. Write down any unfamiliar words and use them in sentences. Another helpful practice is to try speaking in different situations, like ordering at a restaurant, asking for directions, or talking about your day. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Finally, find a speaking buddy to practice with. This can be a friend, a family member, or a language partner. Practicing with someone else makes speaking less scary and more enjoyable. Set small, achievable goals too. Instead of aiming for perfect speech from the start, focus on learning one new word or practicing a short sentence each day. This will help you feel more motivated as you see your progress. Let me also share the story of Lily. Lily moved to an English-speaking country to study. She was comfortable reading and writing in English, but speaking in class made her anxious. Even though she could understand what was going on, she struggled to speak up. Lily chose to take small steps toward improvement. Every morning, she practiced speaking in the mirror. She would talk about her plans for the day, introduce herself, and ask questions. Lily also joined a study group. At first, she mostly listened, but soon she started sharing her ideas and asking questions. The group was supportive, and Lily found herself speaking more. She also joined a basketball team to meet new people. She practiced speaking with her teammates and made friends along the way. Over time, Lily realized that making mistakes was okay. She stopped worrying so much about being perfect and started to enjoy speaking. Her confidence grew, and she became more comfortable speaking in class and with new friends. From Lily's story, we understand that taking small steps, practicing regularly, and finding enjoyable ways to speak English really work. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Thank you for being here. Keep practicing, stay positive, and have fun while learning English. You've got this. Chapter 2. In this chapter, we will discuss some simple methods to practice speaking English daily. Practicing speaking every day is really important. It helps you become more comfortable and gradually improves your skills. First, let's talk about a technique that might sound a bit odd, but it truly works: talking to yourself. You might think it is strange, but talking to yourself can actually help a lot. You can stand in front of a mirror and speak. Look at your reflection and say easy sentences like, "Today I am going to the market," or "I enjoy reading books." Doing this lets you hear your own voice and helps you get used to speaking English. It also builds your confidence. Another great way to practice is to talk about your day. For example, you can say, "This morning, I woke up early, had my breakfast, and took a walk." Your sentences do not need to be perfect, just speak. The more you talk, the easier it becomes. Over time, speaking will feel more natural and less difficult. Listening is another essential part of practicing English speaking. Listening to how others speak helps you learn how to sound more natural. You can watch English movies, TV shows, or online videos. Pay attention to how the actors pronounce words and how they make different sounds. You can try repeating what they say, which is known as shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and then saying it yourself just like the speaker did. This method helps you speak like a native speaker. You can pause the video and repeat the sentence to match the way they said it. This will greatly improve your pronunciation and your intonation. Reading aloud is another fantastic way to practice speaking. Choose a simple book or an article in English and read it out loud at a slow pace. Focus on pronouncing the words correctly. If you come across a word that you don't know, look it up. This will help you build your vocabulary while also enhancing your speaking ability. Children's books are also an excellent option because they typically use easy words and short sentences, making them perfect for practice. Recording your voice is also a helpful technique. Use your phone or a simple voice recorder to record yourself speaking. After you finish recording, listen to your voice. This allows you to identify where you might be speaking too quickly or pronouncing words incorrectly. By hearing your mistakes, you can work on improving them. Try recording yourself talking about different topics such as your favorite hobby, your family, or a story you recently read. Listening to your own voice repeatedly will help you get better over time. Sometimes practicing on your own can feel a bit lonely, so it's a good idea to find a practice buddy. A practice buddy can be anyone who knows English or is learning English like you. You can practice speaking with them on the phone, through a video call, or face-to-face. It could be a friend, a family member, or even a classmate. You can agree to practice together once a day, choosing simple topics like talking about your day or discussing the weather. Practicing with someone else makes speaking less scary and more enjoyable. You can also look for a language partner online. There are many apps and websites that connect people from different countries who want to practice speaking. You can find someone who speaks English and is interested in learning your language. This way, you can help each other improve. Meeting once or twice a week to practice speaking can be both enjoyable and educational. It also allows you to learn about another person's culture, which makes the experience more interesting. Joining an English club is another great way to practice speaking. In many cities, there are clubs where people gather to practice English. In these clubs, people chat in English in a comfortable and supportive environment. It is a great place to meet new friends who are also learning the language. Everyone in the club understands how hard it can be to speak English, so they are encouraging and helpful. Making mistakes in the club is okay because everyone is there to learn. Practicing in such a safe space helps you build confidence. When practicing, do not stress about making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes when trying to learn something new. The most important thing is to keep practicing. Mistakes are not failures, they are chances to learn. Every mistake helps you grow because you figure out how to do better next time. Be proud of every small step you take toward improving your speaking skills. Setting small goals is another important part of your practice. Small goals will keep you motivated and focused. For example, today you can aim to learn 5 new words and use them in sentences. Tomorrow, You might practice talking about your favorite food in English. When you reach your goals, you will feel accomplished and encouraged to keep going. Achieving small milestones helps you see how much progress you are making. Remember to enjoy the process of learning. The more fun you have, the more you will want to practice. Try listening to English music, watching cartoons in English, or playing word games. Learning does not have to feel like hard work all the time. When you enjoy what you are doing, you will improve more quickly. It is also essential to be patient with yourself. Learning a new language takes time and effort. You will not become perfect in one day, and that is okay. Each time you practice, you are moving closer to your goal. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Be kind to yourself and trust that you are getting better step by step. So, let's remember the key points. 1. Talk to yourself in the mirror. 2. Listen to native speakers and try shadowing. 3. Read aloud from simple books. 4. Record your voice and listen to your progress. 5. Practice with a buddy or join a club. 6. Do not worry about mistakes. Learn from them. 7. Set small, reachable goals. 8. Make learning fun by doing enjoyable activities. 9. Be patient and celebrate your progress. Keep practicing every day, and you will notice your speaking skills improve. Never give up, and always believe in your ability to succeed. You can do it. Chapter 3. In this chapter, we will learn about how to improve both your listening and speaking skills. Listening and speaking are equally important when it comes to mastering a new language. The more carefully you listen, the better you will understand. This, in turn, will help you speak more naturally and confidently. Let's take a look at some simple and effective ways to practice both skills together. One of the best ways to work on your listening and speaking at the same time is by listening to English podcasts or audiobooks. There are plenty of podcasts created especially for people who are learning English. These podcasts usually speak slowly and clearly, making them easy to follow. They cover interesting subjects like everyday life, traveling, or food. As you listen, try to repeat some of the sentences out loud. Doing this not only helps you practice speaking, but also teaches you new words and phrases. If you hear something that you want to practice more, pause the podcast and repeat what you heard. This technique will help improve both your pronunciation and your ability to understand spoken English. Another great way to practice both listening and speaking is by watching videos in English with subtitles. You can choose to watch movies, TV shows, or educational videos on platforms like YouTube. Turn on the subtitles so you can read along while you listen. In the beginning, you might find yourself reading more than listening, and that is okay. As you get used to it, try to focus more on the sounds rather than the written words. Listen to how the words are spoken, not just how they are spelled. This will help you better understand natural speech. Additionally, try repeating some of the sentences from the video. This not only makes practicing fun, but also improves your speaking ability. Watching videos without subtitles is another useful method. Though it can be more challenging, it truly benefits your listening skills. At first, you may not catch every single word, and that is completely normal. Just listen closely and make guesses about the meanings of words you don't know. Even if you cannot understand each word, try to get the main idea of what is being said. As you keep practicing, your listening skills will gradually become stronger. Having conversations with someone else is another great way to practice both listening and speaking. If you don't have a language partner, don't worry. You can practice by talking to yourself. Describe your day, share your favorite activities, or talk about the things you see around you. Make sure to speak slowly and clearly. Hearing your own voice will help you catch any mistakes and work on fixing them. If you feel nervous, remember that it is perfectly fine. Keep talking, and over time, your confidence will grow. Sometimes, it can be helpful to focus on one topic at a time. For example, you might practice talking about the weather. You could say things like, "Today is sunny," or "It might rain later." Another topic could be hobbies or your job. Pick one subject and try speaking about it for a few minutes. Doing this helps you build vocabulary related to that topic and boosts your confidence when speaking. A very useful technique is to listen to a sentence and then repeat it yourself. For example, you can listen to a sentence from a podcast or a movie and then try to say it in the same way. This technique, known as shadowing, helps you develop both listening and speaking skills at the same time. It also trains your ears to hear the rhythm and flow of English. Pay close attention to how each sentence sounds and do your best to match the way it is spoken. This will help you sound more natural when speaking. Another enjoyable way to practice speaking and listening is by singing English songs. Many learners find that singing helps them pick up new words and improve pronunciation. Find a song you like, learn the lyrics, and sing along. Not only is it a great way to practice, but it also makes learning more enjoyable. Start with slow songs that use simple words and gradually move on to faster songs as you improve. If you enjoy using technology, there are many apps designed to help with both listening and speaking. Some apps offer listening exercises, quizzes, and even games that let you practice speaking. They may have conversations for you to listen to and repeat. Using apps like these can help you practice anytime and anywhere. Many of these apps also introduce you to different accents, which can improve your understanding of various ways people speak English. It is also important to learn and practice common phrases. These are sentences or questions that people use frequently, like, "How are you?" or "What's your name?" Practicing these phrases until they feel natural will help you speak more smoothly. Over time, they will come to mind automatically, without needing to think too much about them. Speaking slowly and clearly is also essential when practicing. Sometimes when we feel nervous, we tend to speak too fast, making it hard for others to understand. Slowing down gives you time to think and makes your speech clearer. Don't worry about making mistakes. Keep practicing and you will improve over time. Joining online English conversation groups is another great idea. Many social media platforms and language websites have groups where learners meet to talk about different topics in English. These groups are friendly places where everyone is there to practice, make mistakes, and improve together. Meeting people from different backgrounds also makes learning more exciting. It is important to be patient with yourself throughout this process. Learning a language does not happen overnight. There will be times when you feel like you are not making progress, but don't give up. Small steps each day will add up over time. Keep practicing, and you will see improvement little by little. One more tip is to use new words as soon as you learn them. If you come across a word like delicious, make a sentence right away such as, "This cake is delicious." Using new vocabulary in context helps you remember it longer. The more you practice using new words, the easier they will become part of your speaking habit. Finally, do not be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Instead of worrying about them, think of them as chances to learn something new. As you continue speaking, your mistakes will gradually decrease. The key is to keep practicing and never give up. So, to sum it up, practice listening and speaking every single day. Make use of podcasts, songs, videos, and apps. Practice talking to yourself or with others. Join conversation groups and keep using new words as often as you can. Always speak slowly and clearly, and most importantly, stay patient and positive. Keep moving forward with your learning journey. Your speaking and listening skills will continue to get better with consistent practice and dedication. You've got this. Chapter 4. In this chapter, we will focus on simple ways to grow your vocabulary and use new words when speaking. Learning more words will make it easier to talk clearly and understand others. Let's find some easy methods to expand your word knowledge and put new words to use in conversations. One of the best ways to learn new words is by reading. Start with simple books or short stories that match your current level. Read one page or one chapter at a time to avoid feeling overwhelmed. When you come across a word you don't know, take a moment to look it up. Try to memorize it and then make a sentence using it. You can also create a list of new words and review it every day to help the words stick in your mind. Listening is another effective way to pick up new vocabulary. Pay attention to words you hear when listening to English songs, podcasts, or movies. Write down the words that are new to you and try to use them in your own sentences later. Audiobooks are also great for this purpose. Many audiobooks are read slowly and clearly, making it easier to catch new words. The more you listen, the more familiar you will become with the words, and you will gradually learn to use them correctly. You can also pick up new words from your daily activities. For example, when you go to the store or chat with friends, try to use some new words you have learned. You can say things like, "I need to buy some fresh vegetables," or "This show is really exciting." Try to practice using new words regularly. The more you use them, the more naturally they will become part of your daily vocabulary. Learning words in groups can also be helpful. For example, learn words related to food all at once, such as apple, banana, bread, and juice. Grouping words like this makes it easier to remember them. You can also make word lists based on different topics like family, work, or travel. Focusing on one topic at a time helps you learn many words in a short period. Playing word games is a fun way to build your vocabulary. There are many apps and websites where you can play games that help you learn new words. Some apps include quizzes or puzzles that test your knowledge and help you remember words. You can also play classic word games like Scrabble or do crossword puzzles with friends. These activities are both enjoyable and educational at the same time. Another useful tool for building vocabulary is using flashcards. You can make your own flashcards with the word on one side and its meaning on the other. Take a few minutes each day to go through the cards and test yourself. You can also find apps that let you make digital flashcards, which means you can practice anywhere, whether you are on a bus or sitting in the park. Keeping a vocabulary journal is another great idea. Write down new words as you learn them and make sentences using those words. For instance, if you learn the word brave, write a sentence like, "The firefighter is very brave." Review your journal regularly and practice using the words in conversations. By doing this every week, you will build a strong vocabulary that you can use naturally. Another way to increase your vocabulary is by reading news articles in English. Many websites have articles that are easy to read and understand. Look for stories about topics you enjoy, such as sports, health, or technology. As you read, you will come across words related to those subjects. For example, in a sports article, you might find words like team, score, match, and player. Learning words through topics you like will make it more enjoyable and easier to remember. Don't forget the importance of learning synonyms. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings, like happy and joyful. Knowing more synonyms allows you to express yourself differently and makes your speech sound more varied and interesting. Practice using different words that mean the same thing to make your conversations more colorful. It is also a great idea to use new words in your daily conversations. As soon as you learn a new word, make it a goal to use it right away. For instance, if you learn the word delicious, try saying, "This cake is delicious." Setting a goal to use a few new words each day will help you make them part of your regular speech. If you hear someone using a word you don't know, don't be afraid to ask them about it. Most people will be happy to explain the meaning and show you how to use it correctly. Asking questions like, "What does that word mean?" or "Can you use it in a sentence?" will help you understand it better and make it easier to remember. Another effective way to practice vocabulary is by choosing English shows or books that you like. If you enjoy movies, try watching them in English with subtitles. If reading is your thing, pick short stories or interesting articles. When you pick something you enjoy, learning feels less like work and more like fun. The more you connect with the content, the easier it will be to remember new words. Repetition is key when learning new vocabulary. Whenever you hear or read a new word, say it out loud several times. This will help lock it into your memory. You can also make new sentences with the word to practice using it in different ways. For instance, if you learn the word beautiful, try saying, "The garden is beautiful," "She has a beautiful voice," and "It's a beautiful morning." Practicing like this will help you get comfortable using the word naturally. Don't forget that writing is also a powerful way to remember new words. Write simple sentences at first, and gradually make them more complex as you get better. For example, start by writing, "I like to visit the beach." Then, try adding new words to make it more detailed, like, "I enjoy visiting the peaceful beach during the morning." Writing new words down will help you remember them and improve your ability to use them when speaking. One last tip is to keep practicing every day. The more you expose yourself to new words, the easier they will stick. Practice using flashcards, read different books, listen to podcasts, and talk to others. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Learning from them is part of the process. Practice regularly, and your vocabulary will naturally grow over time. In conclusion, the best way to improve your vocabulary is to make learning a daily habit. Use tools like flashcards, word games, and vocabulary journals. Read stories, listen to music, and watch movies to hear new words in context. Speak with others, ask about unfamiliar words, and don't be afraid to use new vocabulary in your conversations. Enjoy the process and stay motivated, and your vocabulary will keep getting better. Keep practicing, and soon you will feel more confident using new words in English. Chapter 5. In this chapter, we will focus on how to make your listening skills in English better. Listening is a key part of learning any language. When you improve how you listen, you will understand other people more easily and be able to reply with confidence. Let's discover some simple ways to practice and enhance your listening ability. To begin with, make it a habit to listen to English every day. One easy way to do this is by listening to podcasts or audio lessons designed for beginners. These lessons are made to be clear and simple, helping you get used to the sound of the language. You can find a wide range of podcasts on topics like news, sports, and storytelling. Start with short episodes and listen to them a few times. This will help you get used to how English sounds and how words are spoken. Another helpful way to practice listening is by watching movies or TV shows in English. You do not have to choose complex shows. Begin with cartoons, children's programs, or movies that have subtitles. Having subtitles on while you listen lets you read the words as they are spoken. As your skills grow, challenge yourself by turning off the subtitles. You will find that your understanding increases little by little with practice. It is also important to hear English spoken in different ways. English speakers from various countries may sound different from one another. For example, the way people speak in the United States is not the same as how people speak in the United Kingdom or Australia. Try to listen to English from many places to train your ears to understand different accents and pronunciations. Songs in English are another enjoyable way to practice listening. Music can help you learn new words while enjoying the melody. Pay close attention to the lyrics and try to sing along. You can even search for the lyrics online to make sure you understand what the song is saying. When practicing listening, it is important to give it your full attention. Simply having English playing in the background while doing something else is not very effective. Focus entirely on the words and the speaker. This helps you understand not just the sounds, but also the meaning behind them. When you are just starting out, it can be helpful to listen to speakers who talk slowly and clearly. As you get more advanced, you can practice listening to faster speakers. This will help you gradually adjust to different speaking speeds. Using language apps is another way to practice listening. Many apps include exercises that help you become familiar with different accents and speeds. For example, some apps let you listen to a short dialogue and then answer questions about it. This will not only improve your listening, but also build your understanding skills at the same time. If you come across a word or phrase you do not know, do not hesitate to pause the audio and look it up. You can also rewind and listen to that part again to make sure you catch it correctly. This approach helps you remember new words and better grasp the context of the conversation. It is okay if you do not understand everything right away. Listening is a skill that gets stronger with practice. To improve faster, try to listen to English in various situations. For example, when you are commuting on a bus or waiting in line, put on an English podcast or song. This way, you can fit practice into your daily routine. Listening to news reports in English is another great way to expose yourself to formal language. This helps you not only understand the language, but also stay informed about what is happening around the world. Speaking to native English speakers is also very helpful. Having conversations with people who are fluent will expose you to natural speech patterns, tones, and expressions. If you do not catch something they say, politely ask them to repeat it. Most people are happy to slow down or explain when they know you are learning. Audiobooks are an excellent resource for improving listening as well. You can find many audiobooks online or through apps. Start with shorter stories or books that use simple language. Listening to the same story several times helps you get used to the pace and flow of spoken English. Following along with the text while listening is a good way to connect sounds with written words. Taking notes while you listen can also be beneficial. Write down key points, words you hear frequently, or phrases that sound useful. This not only improves your listening, but also strengthens your writing skills. After listening, look over your notes to see how much you understood. Reviewing them later helps reinforce your learning. When listening, focus on the overall message rather than each individual word. English speakers often use different words to express the same idea, so understanding the main point is more important than knowing every word. With regular practice, your listening skills will get better, and you will find it easier to follow conversations. Remember that listening well takes time and effort. Do not expect to understand everything at once. Some conversations will seem hard at first, but that is normal. Keep practicing daily, and you will notice progress. You will begin to recognize common words and phrases more easily as time goes on. Another good tip is to repeat sentences you hear. If you listen to a sentence that sounds useful or interesting, try saying it out loud yourself. This helps you practice both listening and speaking. Repeating phrases helps you get familiar with new words and improves your pronunciation. Setting small, clear goals for your listening practice can also make a difference. For instance, decide to listen to a 5-minute podcast each day for a week, or plan to watch one English movie every weekend. Breaking your practice into smaller tasks makes it more manageable and keeps you motivated to keep going. It is important not to get discouraged when listening feels hard. Remember that learning a new language is a journey that takes time and practice. Keep listening, and do not let mistakes or misunderstandings stop you from moving forward. The more you expose yourself to English, the easier it will become. To sum up, improving your listening skills in English requires consistent practice. Make a habit of listening every day, whether it's through movies, podcasts, or talking with native speakers. Use language apps, take notes, and practice repeating sentences. Stay patient and persistent, and remember that each day of practice brings you closer to your goal. Enjoy the process, and do not worry about making mistakes along the way. Over time, your listening will naturally get better, and you will feel more confident when speaking and understanding English. Keep practicing, and soon you will find yourself listening with ease and speaking with greater confidence. Chapter 6. In this chapter, we will discuss how to develop your reading skills in English. Being able to read well is a crucial part of learning any language. It helps you gain new words and understand how sentences are formed. Let's find some simple and effective ways to practice reading in English. One of the best ways to start is by choosing simple books to read. Look for books that are made for beginners, as they use easy words and short sentences. These books are great for building your English skills. You can find beginner-level books at your local library or on websites that offer free reading materials. Take your time while reading, don't rush through it. If you come across a word that you don't know, don't stress. The more you read, the more natural it will become. When you encounter a new word, make sure to look it up. Use a dictionary or an online tool to find the meaning. Once you understand the word, write it down and make a sentence using it. This practice will help you remember the word longer. Building your vocabulary every day is essential to becoming a fluent reader and speaker. Another good way to practice reading is by exploring online articles and blogs. Choose topics that match your interests. For instance, if you enjoy sports, look for news about your favorite teams. If cooking is your passion, find cooking blogs that share easy recipes. Reading about subjects you like will make learning enjoyable. Plus, it will teach you words related to your hobbies and interests. Reading newspapers and magazines in English can also be beneficial. These materials help you learn about current events while practicing reading at the same time. Start with shorter articles, as they are usually easier to understand. Don't try to read everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 articles and read them carefully. As you become more confident, challenge yourself with longer and more detailed articles. Short stories are another excellent choice for learners. They often have simple language and interesting plots that keep you engaged. You can find many free short stories on websites that share reading resources. After finishing a story, take a moment to discuss it with a friend or write a summary of what happened. This will not only help you understand the story better, but also give you practice speaking or writing in English. Make it a habit to read in English every day. Even just 10 minutes of reading can make a difference. As your skills improve, try increasing your reading time. Developing a daily routine will help you build your skills steadily. Don't rush through your practice. Take it slow and enjoy the journey of learning. Reading aloud is another great way to practice. When you read out loud, you not only practice reading, but also improve your pronunciation. This helps you become more confident in speaking. Reading aloud also forces you to focus more on the text. If you have a friend or a family member, take turns reading with them. This way, you can support each other and correct mistakes together. Sometimes, it helps to read with a specific purpose in mind. For example, if you want to learn about science, look for books or articles on that subject. This focused approach helps you learn new vocabulary related to topics you care about. Plus, it's more fun when you are reading something that truly interests you. When reading, try to guess the meaning of unfamiliar words from the context. Look at the surrounding words and phrases. They often provide hints about what the new word might mean. If you still feel unsure, make a note of the word and check it later. This way, you don't interrupt your reading flow too much. Reading English signs, menus, and instructions is also a useful practice. These real-life texts are usually short and to the point, making them great for quick reading practice. For instance, when you visit a restaurant, read the menu in English and see how many items you can understand. This kind of practice helps you read naturally in everyday situations. Take your time when reading. Do not rush through the pages. Trying to read too quickly can cause you to miss important details. Focus on understanding each sentence before moving to the next one. If you find a sentence that is hard to understand, go back and read it again. It's completely normal to read something more than once, especially when you are still learning. It's a good idea to mix both fiction and nonfiction when practicing. Fiction, like stories and novels, is enjoyable and can boost your creativity. Nonfiction, like news articles and educational texts, helps you learn about real-world topics. Balancing both types will help you build a well-rounded reading skill set. As you continue practicing, you will notice that you understand more and more over time. Don't hesitate to read the same material multiple times. Revisiting a story or article helps reinforce your understanding and makes remembering new words easier. Repeating your reading materials is a great way to strengthen your skills. If possible, join a reading group or club where you can share your thoughts with others. Talking about what you have read helps you process the information and gain different perspectives. It also gives you a chance to practice speaking and listening while discussing the text. Plus, meeting other learners is a great way to make new friends. Another helpful tip is to keep a reading journal. Write down what you read each day, including the title and a brief summary. Add any new words you found along with their meanings. This habit will not only improve your reading, but also boost your writing skills. Reviewing your journal regularly will help you see your progress over time. Remember that becoming a good reader takes patience and dedication. It's normal not to understand everything right away. Keep practicing, and don't get discouraged if something seems difficult at first. Start with easier texts and gradually move on to more challenging ones. Stay motivated and don't give up. To sum up, improving your reading skills in English involves daily practice and a positive attitude. Begin with simple books and progress to more complex texts as you improve. Use a dictionary to look up unfamiliar words and write them down to remember them. Read aloud to practice pronunciation, and join reading groups to gain support from others. Enjoy the process of learning and celebrate each small victory. Keep building your skills every day, and you will soon notice how much better you become at reading and understanding English. Stay consistent and don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. They are part of your learning journey. With time and effort, you will develop strong reading skills that help you feel more confident and comfortable with English. Keep going, and soon you will find yourself reading with ease and understanding more than ever before. Conclusion. In conclusion, building strong reading skills in English is a gradual process that takes time, practice, and dedication. By incorporating simple and practical methods into your routine, you can make significant progress without feeling overwhelmed. The key to success is consistency and a positive mindset. Let's recap the essential tips and techniques we discussed, along with some practical examples to help you apply these methods in your learning journey. Firstly, starting with simple and beginner-friendly books is crucial, especially if you are new to reading in English. Books written for beginners use easy words and short sentences, making them less intimidating. For instance, choose children's books or short story collections. One practical way to start is by setting a goal to read one page or one chapter per day. As you progress, gradually increase the length of your reading sessions. This steady approach helps you build confidence and fluency without feeling pressured. When you come across unfamiliar words, make it a habit to look them up right away. Use a dictionary or an online translation tool to understand the meaning. Write the word down in a notebook and form a sentence using it. For example, if you learn the word adventure, write a sentence like, "Reading books about adventure is exciting." This way, you are not only memorizing new vocabulary, but also learning how to use it correctly. Reviewing your word list regularly will help reinforce what you have learned. To make reading more enjoyable, choose topics that genuinely interest you. If you like sports, try reading articles about your favorite team. If cooking is your hobby, explore cooking blogs and recipes. When you engage with content that you enjoy, it doesn't feel like a chore. Instead, it becomes a fun way to improve your skills. Additionally, reading news articles or magazines in English is an excellent way to stay informed while building your vocabulary. Start with short, easy-to-read pieces and gradually move on to longer and more complex articles. Incorporating reading aloud into your routine is another fantastic method. Reading out loud helps you practice pronunciation while strengthening your reading skills. Pick a simple story or article and read it aloud at a steady pace. This practice helps you focus on how words sound and improves your speaking ability. You can also practice with a friend or family member by taking turns reading aloud. This approach not only makes learning interactive, but also gives you the chance to help each other with pronunciation. One practical way to develop good reading habits is by keeping a reading journal. Write a few sentences about what you read each day. Summarize the main idea or jot down new words and their meanings. For example, if you read a story about friendship, note down how the characters build trust and support one another. This simple habit will help you remember what you read and track your progress over time. Additionally, practicing with real-life texts such as signs, menus, and instructions can enhance your reading comprehension. For instance, the next time you go to a restaurant, take a moment to read the menu in English and see how much you understand. Reading in everyday situations makes learning practical and useful. To maintain motivation, set small and achievable goals. For example, aim to read for 15 minutes each day or complete one short story per week. Celebrating small victories keeps you inspired to continue learning. Moreover, joining a reading group or club can provide you with the support and encouragement you need. Discussing what you read with others helps solidify your understanding and gives you the chance to practice speaking as well. Remember that repetition plays a vital role in mastering reading skills. Don't hesitate to read the same story or article more than once. Repetition helps you understand the content better and reinforces new words and phrases. Additionally, mix both fiction and non-fiction reading materials to develop a well-rounded skill set. In summary, improving your English reading skills is all about practice, consistency, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes. Whether you are reading books, articles, or signs, every small effort adds up over time. Stay motivated, enjoy the learning process, and keep pushing yourself to read more each day. With dedication and the right approach, you will see your reading skills grow stronger, helping you feel more confident and comfortable using English. Keep practicing, and soon you will find yourself reading with ease and understanding more than ever before.